Good morning, friends. This is Mr. Eddie Singh on the channel Easy English by Eddie Singh, and this morning session is dedicated to Class 9 Literature, Beehive, Chapter 3, The Little Girl by Katherine Mansfield. Well, you may ask a question, sir, what is this story, The Little Girl by Katherine Mansfield, all about? Well, generally, the writer Katherine Mansfield is trying to explore the theme of fear, control, freedom, independence, acceptance, and compassion, as well as change through this story. Generally, the little children in the house are controlled by the parents, but at the same time, the children badly and desperately need the love and compassion of their parents. Fear and too much control by the parents leads to a certain kind of, you know, detrimental effect on the growth and development of the child. Therefore, the parents must realize that control and, fear among the children all the time may not be conducive for the proper growth of the child. Here in this story, we find that we as a reader are not aware whether Kezia is 10-year-old or 12-year-old, but through the title of the story, it appears that Kezia is a little girl, probably she is 10 and 11 years old. The story reveals that she is still very little. The story is taken from the collection story Something Childish and Other Stories collection. It is narrated in the third person by an unusual narrator. From the beginning of the story, the reader realizes that Katherine Mansfield may be exploring the theme of control. Generally, the male exerts control over the female. Like any other family, the head of the family, that means the father of Kezia, the little girl, is also exerting his control over, all the members. Kezia's mother, Kezia's grandmother, the servants, and Kezia herself. He is taking up the responsibility of the entire family as the head and as the guardian. He controls each and every individual in the family, including the servants. Kezia is so afraid of her father that she hardly, wants to face him. All the time, whenever he comes from the office, he lie down on his bed and ask Kezia to, bring his sleeper and to bring the newspaper. Kezia doesn't want to face her father because she's always frightened of his, scary, scary sight, and he often, gives administrative command on her to do this and that. But on the other hand, the grandmother of Kezia and the mother, they are very affectionate. Even the servant is very affectionate to Kezia. The second part of the story is very interesting, that in which the writer is exploring the theme of compassion and change. The story goes on, changing its mode from control to change. What happens that in the family, all of a sudden, the female members are sick. They are being taken. The mother of Kezia is being admitted in the hospital. The grandmother goes over there to look after her, and there is no one in the house except the servant. The servant wants to, take and comfort Kezia, but Kezia is unable to sleep at that night. But the father, Kezia's father, was all alone there. When he comes to know the cry and fear of her child, he undergoes a change, drastic change in his behavior. He goes and brings Kezia over his bed and keeps, her with him with love and affection. That change really shows that every father has a fatherly heart inside it, and like any other father, Kezia's father also is very loving and affectionate. He comforts her and makes her comfortable. For the first time in the whole, childhood life, Kezia realizes the love and compassion. She rubs her legs over the leg of her father and gets completely, ensured by her father that she is now in the lap of a warm and compassionate guardian. And she understands and realizes that her father is having a great heart. So the entire story is upon the changes that comes in the behavior of Kezia's father. Though as a child, Kezia is always looking forward to have love and affection from her father, which she hardly gets. She is often scolded by her father. She is beaten by her father for some one mistake or the other. But at the end of the story, there is a happy ending that the girl realizes for the first time that her father is also compassionate, loving, and therefore the end of the story is having a theme of compassion and change. When Kezia's, finds it difficult to sleep at night, it is her father who allows her to sleep in his lap and allows her, giving all the comforts and allows her to overcome the fear. This shows that it is very important for the parents to understand the need of the children and treat them with love and affection rather than controlling them out of fear and administration. Too much of regimentation may be detrimental for the proper growth of the child. So we should always understand that there should be a balance of discipline as well as love and compassion so far as the parental care is concerned. Thank you. I'm sure you will understand when you will read the text. You will come to know about the story very well. Thank you very much. This is editing on the channel is English by Editing, your own channel.